My name is Rachel, and for the longest time, I believe my husband David had the kind of friendship most people only dream of. His best friend Jason had been in his life since they were boys. They met on the baseball field in middle school, stayed close all through high school, and even went to the same college. They called each other brothers more than friends. And by the time David and I got married, Jason was already part of the family. He was charming, funny, and always had a story to tell. When David and I bought our first home, Jason helped us move in. When our son Noah was born, Jason showed up at the hospital with flowers, balloons, and a box of chocolate for me. I trusted him completely. We all did. So when Jason and David started a business together, I didn't think twice. They launched a small IT consulting company, and it took off faster than anyone expected. Within 2 years, they had 6 employees, dozens of clients, and enough revenue to talk about expanding. I was proud of them, both of them. David worked late nights, but he came home every evening with a smile. Jason was at our house almost every weekend, sometimes even during the week. He'd bring takeout, play video games with David, or kick a soccer ball around with Noah. He was part of our lives in a way few friends ever are. But something shifted. I didn't notice it all at once. It started subtly. Jason became more secretive. He'd answer phone calls outside or step away to respond to texts with hushed tones. At first, I thought he might be dating someone. I even joked with David about how Jason was probably hiding a secret girlfriend. David just laughed it off, saying Jason was always like that, private. Then came the missed appointments. David would mention that Jason was supposed to show up for a meeting or a client call, but then he'd cancel last minute. There were excuses. He was sick, his car broke down, he had an urgency. Still, David gave him the benefit of the doubt. That was the kind of loyalty he had for Jason. I wanted to believe it was just a rough patch. Maybe Jason was going through something and didn't want to talk about it. But then something happened that I couldn't ignore. One evening, David left his laptop open on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I only opened the browser because I was looking for a recipe. But the last tab that had been opened caught my eye. It was an invoice. It looked normal at first, but the company name seemed unfamiliar. I remembered most of the vendors and clients they worked with, but this one didn't ring a bell. I clicked around just enough to find a folder filled with similar invoices, different company names, different project descriptions, but the same total, $4,500 each one. A cold feeling crept over me. I printed a few and decided to ask David about them. The next morning, when I showed him the invoices, he looked confused at first. Then his face went pale. "I don't recognize these," he said quietly. "We don't have any clients by these names." He pulled up the financial software and started digging. Within an hour, he realized what had been happening. Jason had created fake companies and billed their business for services that were never rendered. Then he'd approve the payments himself and transfer the money to his own account. The betrayal was so deep, so unexpected, that David just sat in silence for a long time. "I don't understand," he finally said. "Why would he do this? We were doing fine. I trusted him with everything." I didn't know what to say. I'd never seen my husband so hurt. That night, David texted Jason and asked him to come over. He didn't mention anything, just said he wanted to talk. Jason arrived like he always did, smiling, casual, as if nothing was wrong. He even brought Noah a little toy car, something he often did to keep up his favorite uncle role. We waited until Noah was asleep before we sat him down at the dining table. "I found the invoices," David said simply. Jason's face didn't change at first. He just blinked. "What invoices?" "The fake ones," I said, unable to stay silent. "The ones you've been submitting to steal from the company." He looked from me to David, and then leaned back in his chair, his expression shifting from confusion to something else. Indifference. "You weren't supposed to find those." David's jaw tightened. "That's all you have to say?" Jason shrugged. "Look, man, I built that business too. I worked just as hard as you did, but you never saw me as an equal. You made the decisions, took the spotlight, acted like it was your company." "That's not true," David snapped. I included you in everything." "You included me when it was convenient," Jason replied. "You never saw how much I did behind the scenes." The conversations spiraled from there. Jason admitted to taking the money. He even justified it, claiming he deserved more than his share, and that if we hadn't found out, he would have kept going. David was devastated. He told Jason to leave and not come back. There were legal steps to be taken, but in that moment, it was more about the personal betrayal than the financial one. I walked Jason to the door, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. I looked him in the eye and said, "You didn't just steal money. You destroyed trust. You broke a family." He didn't respond. He just walked away. The next few weeks were hard. David barely spoke. He spent hours trying to fix the mess Jason had made. Reconciling accounts, talking to lawyers, explaining the situation to clients. Some of their biggest customers backed out when they found out what had happened. Even though Jason was gone, we had to let go of 2 employees. David considered shutting down the business entirely. But then something changed. One night, after putting Noah to bed, I found David sitting in the dark in our living room. I sat beside him, unsure of what to say. "I keep thinking about how many years I knew him," he said softly. "And still, I didn't see it coming." "That doesn't mean you're naive," I told him. "It means you trusted someone who didn't deserve it. That's not your fault." He took my hand and gave it a squeeze. "I don't want to let this break me. Or us." And he didn't. It took time, but David rebuilt the business. Smaller at first, but stronger. He partnered with people who believed in transparency and shared values. And he focused more on our family, being present in a way that went beyond just being physically there. We grew closer, bonded by what we'd been through. As for Jason, we heard he tried to start his own company, but couldn't keep it afloat. Word got around about what he did. Trust once broken is hard to win back, especially in business. It still stings sometimes when I think about the memories, the holidays we shared, the vacations, the inside jokes between Jason and David, but those moments are now clouded by the truth. I learned something important through all of this. Loyalty isn't just about history. It's about showing up when it matters, telling the truth even when it's hard, and putting the people you care about before your own ego. Jason failed at that, but David didn't. He's the kind of man who, even after being stabbed in the back, chose to heal instead of hate. And for that, I love him even more. Our story isn't about betrayal anymore. It's about resilience, about rebuilding trust, not with the ones who broke it, but with ourselves and each other. Because when the storm clears, what really matters is who's still standing beside you.